process. It's in the process. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am your favorite med physician, and I'm coming to you live again from Thailand. We are going to talk with Dr. Angela Longo and Miss Frances Carter. I'm so excited. We're going to take the subject by hand that you probably didn't know that you wanted to talk about. And in the meantime, I'm also shooting this on Instagram. So I want to say before we get started, Dr. Angela Longo has a YouTube website. So if you want to continue to see videos about quantum, you want to subscribe to our website. And also look at the video for Frances Carter, for her to talk to her Skype or by email. All that information is at the bottom of the screen so that you can get in touch with these beautiful people. So as soon as you do, that's going to be good. Okay, alrighty. We're on Instagram and we are live. I am your med physician, so this is for you guys. If you want to see more videos from me, you go to YouTube and subscribe to my website, Dr. Cesily DeAngelo. We're on Instagram and we... Oh, wow. That was loud. But it's a better camera. Okay. So we're going to just take it from there. Spirit has something that it's doing, and I'm going to love myself. I'm doing the quantum physics to feel connected and connected to you guys. This is something Dr. Angela taught me, so I'm applying what I learned. So I want you to do the same. So when you're feeling disconnected or scattered or sorted or rushed, like intense, I just have an intense personality. That's the Sicilian in me. Don't know
why. No problem.
So
we like intense.
So
we're passionate.
See, we're going to begin. So I wanted to bring to you about this new thing, and we're always getting something new about the vegan, about the vegetarian diet, about the meat eater, the cons and the pros, and it was so in sync, and I'm glad I'm doing this. A woman sent me an email about a person that was vegan for 40 years that had a heart attack. And he was deficient in omega fatty acids and some of the other things. So this brings us to the point of explaining about the diet. And nutrition is very important if you want to get connected. There she is. She's showing up. Okay. That's my mother. She's showing up in this video. We speak and it shall come. So,
that's the truth.
So, okay. So, okay. I get it. I'm getting it. So, it's just, we're having a great time. You guys know that laughter is the best medicine. It releases, it gives you an endorphins, makes you feel good, makes you feel happy, a good happy, not a, I don't know, like the sugar high thingy, happy, you know. There you go. And not really happy, superficial, if you will. So let's talk about the diet. I wanted to basically, okay, mosquito. I didn't want to hit you because it was, it's gone. I can see mosquitoes and I hear them. They buzz. Okay.
So if we hit somebody in this video, you know it's protection. We're not getting rough. We're just...
No, we're not going to hit anybody. Oh, she's going to hit. Oh, I like that.
This is our faithful mosquito zapper, which you're the master of. So you can...
Yes, you did real good with that. So I want to explain, I want you to explain a little bit about the diet and your theory, because, you know, everybody's like, you know what? It's the new trend to be vegan. It's the new trend to be raw, and if you don't, you're not going to explore spiritually. You have to be spiritual. If you're not spiritual, you're not vegan or raw. If you're not vegan and raw, you're not spiritual. It's a connection. Don't you know? I just want to know.
I'm going to quote one of our favorite teachers, Jesus. He said, It's more important what comes out of your mouth than what goes in. So let's begin with that in place, because there's nothing about spiritual in what you eat. It's really who you are, and that's what comes out of your mouth means. It's what you're living, okay? So that's the basis of the quantum way of living.
I like that.
But since you've asked us to talk about nutrition,
Yes.
I have a PhD from University of California, Berkeley in biochemistry, way beyond nutrition. And, you know, I love the molecules. That's why I did it. I love the dance. I love the energetics of the flow of the energy in the food, in the molecules.
Right.
And that's where I came to my life. And when you talk about nutrition, you really have to understand there are essential building blocks that if you don't have them, without being, and I don't know who would, because even Jesus ate meat. So this whole argument about spirituality and what you eat is bogus. It's talk. I don't know where it came from, but it should follow its way out, because it really, there's no place
I like it.
in. And so now let's talk about self-illumination.
Yes.
The real, we are supposed to be what Jesus was teaching the disciples, the ones who lived it.
Right.
We're supposed to be that. We're not supposed to do what other people are telling us, not even us. But from what we know, our experience, and Frances has a very vital story to tell you,
Yes.
which I think is the most impactful, because she has lived through, as I have, trying to be a vegetarian when I was younger and getting so sick. I fell apart after 1 year, and then I found Chinese medicine, which took 5 years to restore what I had done with vegetarianism in 1 year.
Whoa.
So that's a short story of my past. I have also studied what you eat for your blood type, and I can describe to you a big mistake everyone's making. They tell you you have one cell blood type, A, B, O, or AB. It's not true. They don't know that you have 2 types. Everybody does. One from mom, 1 gene from mother, 1 gene from father. They can't measure both of them. It costs a lot of money. They do a very cheap blood test. All it tests for is A and B. If you don't have either of those, you're an O. If you have one of those, you don't know what the other one is. It's gotta be either an O, which doesn't show up, or another A or another B. That is rare to get 2 A's or 2 B's. I think I've met one person in 45 years of being a doctor. I met one person who was an AA. He was a naturopath. And even he, having 2 A's, which are supposed to be more vegetarian, because they were the farmers. They were the guys who started growing the vegetables. So they ate more vegetables. It doesn't mean they didn't eat meat. They just ate more vegetables. So the A's are supposed to eat more vegetables. However, if you're an A, you're most likely 90% of the time or more an A and an O. An AO is half vegetarian, half meat eating. The O's are the hunter-gatherers. You have to eat meat. That's mostly all you ate. Meat, and then anything you could gather, roots, maybe something from trees a little bit, not much, because there weren't fruits where the buffalo rang. They weren't. Those were the plains. There weren't any fruits, so they didn't eat much fruit. I'm an O. Means I have 2 O genes. That's why I respond really quickly to trying to be a vegetarian. Didn't work. Vegan is one step worse. I'm sorry. You know, let me tell you a story. The reason veganism came up was most likely from India, because in India they had too many people, no chickens, very little chicken, and very few cows, and the cows had to be sacred because you got more protein from the milk than the cow. And there just wasn't enough protein to go around. So they are masters with herbs. Ayurvedic herbs help you to digest the beans. O's can't eat beans. There are no beans in my diet. I keep trying. String beans are the only ones I get away with. The long green beans, that's it.
Wow.
So really, the O is the hunter-gatherer, the A is the farmer, the B is the mountain person. They live up on the mountains. What do they eat? Sheep, lamb, root vegetables when they can find them. They don't have grains. They don't, and that's their diet. Lots of meat again. But they can have a cow. They can get that cow up the mountain, and then they can milk it. They don't eat it. They eat the lamb and the sheep because they're running around the mountaintops. But that cow gives them milk. So the B can have some dairy, not the O, and less the A. You'll find out. But you can have a little. Okay, so that's a basic view. The other person I want to mention now, because he's the only person I believe when it comes to nutritional research. His name is Dr. Weston A. Price, P-R-I-C-E. He has a foundation, the Weston A. Price Foundation. He's the only one who did good research on nutrition. He went around the world for 10 years. He asked every single indigenous people what they ate, and he looked at their teeth to decide their well-being. The ones who were healthy, he noted that this is a super healthy person because the teeth are very healthy. And then he basically accumulated the data, and his research conclusion was at the top of the list for healthy eating is animal fat and meat. That's changing a few things in her body. We call those cocos. Cough, orgasm. It means she's changing her lungs, which is her sense of self-worth and self-validation.
Yes.
Because we're validating what she's coming up with now from her experience.
Yes.
Which you all know already, so we're not going to let her talk about it.
No.
Because we want Frances to tell her story because it's visual. You can see it. She's going to show you her story. And, thank you very much. And she's a Qigong master. She's my Tai Chi teacher. So she has kept her energy up, which is why she's even doing as well as she is. I really don't believe she would have done this well if she hadn't done all that.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's true, yes. Yeah. So, 35 years ago, I gave up eating four-legged animals. Yeah.
And just get to the present.
25 years ago, I gave up eating two-legged animals, and I've been eating vegetables for 25 years.
Beans too?
Yes, everything else, but not the actual flesh, you could say, of an animal.
Eggs also.
Yes, but limited.
Not enough.
Not enough. No,
Okay.
no. I thought that I had a good diet.
And then, come on, the punchline, girl.
The punchline is I started going yellow.
How long ago?
Probably about 6 months, I should think. Probably.
And it was really yellow. You see the center of my flower there? She was as bright as a daisy. She's still a little yellow.
Yeah,
And
my
her
hands
nails
and my feet were yellow.
And you can see the skin.
Yeah.
And
So-
she's white. She's a English woman. She's not Chinese, Oriental, Asian. They are yellow.
I'm a farang, I'm white. Yes.
Yeah, a white girl.
A white girl,
She
yes.
doesn't look white now.
No, I could see that I wasn't looking good. And in fact, when I went to England a couple of months ago, my elder daughter said to me, "You're looking very orange."
Wow.
Yeah. So I realized, ooh, there's something the matter. I've been in the temple looking after, treating some nuns, and they were also the same colour as me, all of them.
And they were vegetarian.
And they were living with a strict vegetarian diet. So I could feel, when I look back on it now, there was a lightheadedness about it.
Which means not enough blood
in
getting to the brain.
Yeah. I think that because I do, you're right, so much Qigong and Tai Chi, this was probably hiding the real damage that I was actually doing to myself, which I couldn't really tell, because my Qi was moving and I was physically fit.
Right.
There's another symptom. If you're not yellow yet, but you want to know if there's anything wrong, look at your fingernails. That is the best way to tell. If you have any ridges on your thumb, then you know your blood is low. You know your diet's not working for you. And it will spread from the thumb to the little finger, to the index, to the triple heater ring finger, and then the middle finger. So you can tell how bad it is by how many fingers you have ridges on. And, can you tell? Can you tell?
Yes.
Tell them, they can't see it.
All of them.
All her fingernails were ridged, it has little lines and little
Squiggles.
squiggles.
Yeah. So the curious thing about all of this is that Angela, when I came to see Angela, she recommended that I eat meat, and I took that as very valuable advice. And despite all these years of abstaining from eating meat, I could see that there was no alternative for me at all. So the minute
After eggs.
yeah, so the day she told me was the day that I ate meat again, which was fine. And it appears so far, it's been about 10 days now, that my digestive system seems to be absolutely fine with it. No adverse effect.
And what did you do to help the digestion?
So I'm taking Chinese herbs also, and some enzyme.
And the papaya.
And the papaya. I'm eating papaya, which I have been eating anyway before.
The papaya helps digestion of protein.
Very good for the
So it's a good
digestion.
enzyme. Pineapple also.
Yes.
But the papaya, you can use both.
Yeah. So the thing that I would like to just add here is that I thought I was just being a vegetarian because I didn't like the thought of it eating an animal.
Okay.
But curiously, when I started to eat the animal again, suddenly I had the full force of vegetarianism and veganism, and everything seemed to just come to me. I suddenly realized what a grip it has, which I didn't realize I was carrying a load of beliefs and conditioned thinkings and patterns, all connected with all sorts, spirituality, as Angela has already spoken of, that there are many reasons why people become vegetarians. Yoga teachers seem to have to be vegetarians, do they? It's a belief, it's all patterns, and it's very unhealthy.
Yeah, and it comes from cultures where they had to do something like that because they didn't have the meat. So they made it a good thing. They made it spiritual, so people actually felt good, which is not a bad thing, to feel good about what you're eating.
Right.
That's first, that's primary. So, if you don't believe us about checking your blood type, checking your body, and being a moderate eater of various foods, at least feel good about what you're eating, because that's primary. to be happy and content and believe in what you're doing. But yes, I agree, Francis. There are just so many patterns of belief systems, and they came from cultures that there were different reasons. I know why pork got a bad name, because they used to cook pork on a spigot. They used to put the pig on a spigot and turn it over a fire, and the fire never got to the core of the pork. So certainly the worms in the pork, I mean, any meat might have some virus, we all, I do, we all have a little bit of those things in our body.
Correct.
So that if you're going to eat it as a gift, and I did have the pleasure of living with the Hopi Indians, and they were so grateful. They wouldn't even kill an animal till they said thank you, which they did real quickly when they killed the rabbits that grow out and live out in the desert. And then they would really be grateful. I mean, really grateful. They would thank it with cornmeal, before they cooked it. But so gratitude is more important, again, than what you eat. So those things come first, and then please get the essential amino acids, the essential sugars. I'm not saying only eat meat. That's not what we're saying. You have to eat a little bit of everything to be healthy. But look at your blood type and make sure you're not eating what doesn't work. For me, it's beans, and it's too many. I can't eat any raw vegetables, practically. None. The only one I eat is for my vitamin C, and believe it or not, I eat the red bell pepper. Little piece, because one bell pepper has 10 times the vitamin C as an orange that we were taught were the best. I can't drink orange juice. I can't eat an orange, really. Doesn't work for me. Limes I can do. So in Thailand, it's limes. They call them lemons, but they're limes on everything, which is their way to make sure of getting their vitamin C. And also, I think it helps you absorb the iron a little bit.
That makes sense.
So, cultures have a lot to teach us about herbs, cooking with herbs, garlic, how important it is, all these things. We're not putting any of those things down. I believe in that. I'm an herbalist, a Chinese herbalist, but an Italian herbalist first. I grew up Italian 100%, and you have herbs in your diet. We all grew up with different herbs.
Yes, totally.
Right?
Yes, everybody knows I'm a herbologist, or herbalist, as they said, but American herbalist. So it's different, but I'm finding out a lot of them are the same. And with, like she's saying, with the Chinese, it's yin and yang, which my friend would say when you have arthritis, you're more damp. So you don't need that. The different diet plays a real big part. And very important of knowing what your body needs and listening to your body. Your body will tell you. You guys know I've been raw vegan, I've been vegetarian, and now I'm not, and I have no bones about it. And I told you, you got to eat what's right for you. Don't let somebody dictate what you need to eat, because that's not appropriate for you, because my body responded to beef. It told me it needed beef. And I was like, okay, well, this metally thing I need, what is it I need? And I sat down and I said to my son, I want a steak. He looked at me like, steak? You don't need steak. I want a steak. And it was just a little piece of steak, and I ate that, and I was like, okay, what's going on? My arthritis, you guys know. Guess what? I'm eating steak and a little piece of meat for the past couple of months, and my body's like, okay, you can walk. I was not given the right nutrients it needs to be able to repair the blood cells. And yes, I got the argument, well, you might not be eating right. Hello. I have a naturopathologist friend. My godfather's a medical doctor. So it's not just like I woke up one day and just decided, no. I was getting the proper guidance from a medical doctor. One of my best friends, Minna, who was also vegan and also is a bee, was talking about the same thing. She passed out. She passed out from being a vegan. And the doctors in there, and she's in a doctor firm. So can you imagine what that did, so
Yeah.
she knew it's not right for everybody.
Nobody can be vegan 100%. I don't believe in India even they are 100% vegan.
No, they're not.
As, they try. If they can get an egg, they'll eat it. It's not a bad food. It's probably the top food of all the proteins. If I had to pick one, it'd be tough, but eggs versus beef, which I'm an O blood type, I'm also there. Which brings up a really good point. There are different qualities to different meats.
Yes.
Let me just say, your worst meat for things like arthritis, tumors, itchy skin conditions, and allergies. The worst meat for those four is chicken. Watch a chicken. It's extremely nervous. I always say, eat an egg. Eggs are chickens that haven't gotten nervous yet. Because chickens are nervous. But the egg, it hasn't gone there yet. So you can have eggs. But chicken is not good for most conditions that I've had. So I don't eat chicken. I don't care what the past scuttlebutt was about chicken, how good it was, because it didn't have any fat. The fat argument went out the window. When I read the research on cholesterol, what you ate never raised your cholesterol.
Correct.
That was all hype. It was all bogus. I don't know why they did that. It was crazy.
To boost the chicken industry, just like everything else, like to deflate
I
the beef economy.
guess.
That's what they did to the beef.
I guess. I don't know why. People like their chicken. Why did they need to boost it? It has an okay flavor. I've lost my taste buds for it. It's the way they cook it that smells good. So you can cook the other meats that way.
Correct.
Pork, on the other hand, is a good meat. It's a neutral meat. If you think you have something hot going on in your body, cancer, allergies, skin conditions, pork is your favorite meat because it's the easiest to digest. That's why kids love ham. It's also slightly a sweet meat. And of course, putting a little sweetener in the ham helps. But pork itself, especially if you cook it right, has a slightly sweet flavor. Whereas beef is probably the highest in iron. They have a way to digest those green grasses.
Yeah.
We do not digest green vegetables and get the iron out of them. That is a myth. Papaya is unfortunately, the only thing good about spinach are the minerals, and they are good, and the fact that it probably cleans you out a bit. The fiber is good.
Right.
But it doesn't give you iron. Sorry, you can't break down what's called the chelate. It's a claw that holds the iron like this. We can't break it down. The cow can. The cow can.
Has
And
10 stomachs.
Yes.
Did you know that?
It's regurgitating all the time.
Tell them again.
It's
Yeah.
regurgitating.
It has
the
10
cows, yeah, they have
10 stomachs,
Yeah.
and like she said.
10 stomachs, and they redigest it.
yeah,
Redigest
again and again.
it.
They eat for
We
lots
only
of.
have one stomach.
They eat for many hours in the morning, and then they rest, and you can see them sleeping, and they're just regurgitating as they're
Okay,
sitting
but
there.
don't say that word so much with so much bleh. It just doesn't make me want to eat meat, honey. Don't use that word.
Oh well, they're doing the job.
Processing.
They're doing the job, aren't they? That we can't do. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting
We
it.
don't have to call it regurgitating. You don't see it come out. It goes from one stomach to the next
Yes.
stomach. That's what she's talking about. The redigestion of all of these things over and over to get that iron out, to put it into its blood, which is why the beef is really high in blood. Liver, of course, is good for the blood, but if you have any irritability, don't eat liver. I can't eat liver too often because I'm a Sicilian, and I can get emotional and passionate. As you see, if I eat liver, boy, my emotions are on my sleeve instantly. So yeah, be careful with the liver. It's good for you. Lots of vitamin A and D, and lots of other good stuff I'm sure you could talk about. But Just
We will.
watch with your emotions.
So what would you like to say to the audience?
I would like to say question why you're a vegetarian and why you're a vegan, firstly, and really play with that for a while and see if it's just a pattern that you've picked up that's not really good for your actual physical body. You're doing it for some other reason, but that is not actually for your total health and total well-being of the physical self.
Okay.
Perhaps there's another reason, and it's not worth it.
And you guys know I have something to say about people that eat meat and say, or people that eat vegetables and will not eat meat, and it says, oh, because they're harming the animals. Well, plants are alive and they're just as much as energetic being as we are, so what respect are you having for the plant? So think about that. You have to respect and have reverence for everything that you eat. Like, Dr. Angela said, I said to you, and I'm going to say again, plants are living beings. They don't stop living just because they jump on your plate, and they don't jump on your plate. They have to be taken, they're watered, they need air, they need sunlight, just like you do, and they accumulate vitamins just like you do. So they need to eat, you need to eat. So if you can respect that, you respect the animal as well, and respect someone about their diet and their diet choices. That's what this is about. This is not to slam the vegans or the vegetarians. This is to give you more information. And definitely go to Winston Price Foundation. I know who he is. He's also the man that did the study for like she said, the teeth, and was talking about how the sugar industry as well was affecting, and how they introduced the sugar into the community, and how he went back and seen their teeth is just horrible, horrible. And it's a book. The book is about 1,000 pages on decaying teeth and sugar, 1,000 pages or more. So, and I read it. I'm nosy like that. I wanted to know. So, you guys, be informed and look and read. Don't just, like she said, don't take her word. Don't take her word. Don't take my word. Don't take the spiritual guru's word or anything. Research, find out. And matter of fact, you don't even need to talk to your own body. That's who you do. Talk to your body. Your body is talking to you. Are you listening? Seriously, are you listening? I'm waiting for a response. I'm hoping you're listening to your body, because it will tell you. Like I said, my body said you need beef. Like, what? It brings a craving your body needs, and it will respond in kind. So that's what I leave with you. What would you like to say? What would you like to leave with you?
Just that what you eat doesn't make you who you are, but it does support you, and that's the only reason we're here today. It's to support you. It's to support your illumination, your vibrancy, your radiance. And that's what I'm doing, quantum life coaching now, because I know that knowing why you're here, who you are, what your quantum wave structure is, which is as big as the universe. So what you eat doesn't diminish it, but let me tell you, no body, no quantum wave. The quantum wave makes the body. It spins. It goes out, it comes in, it spins twice, and then it goes out again. And that's your body. And your body's changing quickly. So what used to take me a year to 7 years to recuperate from, now using the quantum methods, which I do have that book, which we talked about, relation shifting, to help you. It's over there. But just so you know, once you decide to change, if you use certain techniques of mind, know that you can embrace who you are. I'm a vegetarian. I'm proud of it. And I'm ready to replace that now. This is the book to help you. And then you can put into your 7 chakras, to your microcosmic orbit. I can, I will, and I am open to the nutrients supporting my self-illumination, whatever that is. And you'll find out, and I guarantee you will not diminish your ability to self-illuminate. by eating what you really need. You will only support it. So support yourself and eat, as Dr. Cesily said, my paisano, my Italian paisano, believe it or not. I'm a little bit black inside because I'm a Sicilian. I came from Africa. My Sicilian relatives are part African.
Right.
So we're sisters here. And we know that we may, we experimented with ourselves already to our own slight, diminishment, as Frances has told you, my other sister over here, and a little whiter, but I'm in between. But we're all here, different colors, different races, to say you need what your body tells you you need. Weston A. Price is fantastic to read, to help you to get over the idea that meat is not a good thing. And again, he says, ferment your vegetables, pickle them, get them digesting, get some probiotics in there. We're all for that stuff. I love probiotics. Natural ones are fantastic. This cabbage is the one. I can eat it, but then nobody likes to be around after. And I don't care anymore. But, fermented is good. There are cultures that live on that. The Japanese, the Chinese.
Yes.
Most people have pickles.
Yes. Or Italians do. My grandmother would do the
pickled eggplant.
Yes.
Melanzani.
See, she knows what I'm talking about. That's what I grew up on. So, and I miss stuff like that, But I'll get it back, and we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll do a show on that. And when she gets to Hawaii and I'm there, we will do something so you'll be able to see live. Because that's my next goal, is like she's in Kona and I'm in Kona at the same time.
My son will talk to you.
On the TV.
He makes all those things.
Oh, all right. See, that's great.
He's gorgeous. He's still gorgeous.
See, and that's what we need.
33.
He's a baby. He's a baby.
He's a man.
Okay, you know what I meant.
He's a man. Compared to us, we're
Right.
old ladies.
Right.
We love it.
Right.
We love it. The age is a myth.
Thank you.
Myth. I've gotten healthier since I began to eat what my body needs. I look younger.
Right.
So don't worry about what people tell you. Fat is good for you.
Yes.
Eat that butter. Eat that animal fat. Whatever your body wants, feed it. And except be careful on the sugar part.
Oh, yes. No sugar. Well, I don't really like
and
white
don't
sugar.
think fruit is better.
Thank you.
That's another myth we'd
Yep.
like to bust. The research is showing fruit will give you diabetes faster than sugar because it goes immediately into the bloodstream. The fructose and the glucose go instantly in. And
Yes.
by the way, there are 8 essential sugars that are not fructose and glucose.
Right.
Xylose, fucose, all on and on. Mannose, aloe vera, smear it over your face and your body. Aloe vera is, we have a story here, you want quickie, about the aloe vera curing, helping.
Yes. So another of my ailments is a spot on my nose. So I'm using fresh, just snip off the aloe vera, cut it in half, and just apply it to the skin.
And how fast did it make a difference?
2 days.
2 days, and
Yeah.
that's a sugar. Mannose, that's the active ingredient. Boy, is she learning a lot.
Right.
Transforming
Well,
herself.
the thing is, as you're talking, that is actually what is in the next book, as well as in both books. The Alchemist Culinary Alchemy for Healing, and then part 2, Alchemist Culinary Alchemy
keep up.
for
She writes
Healing,
books so fast
part
now.
2.
Since she's turned quantum.
So that we're talking about. I actually give you some recipes that actually make with aloe vera, and also a drink to make with aloe vera. Yes, it is bitter, the bitter herb.
Yeah, all blood types. Be careful with that stuff. I get diarrhea from it, so I
Yes.
only put it on the skin, but it goes right into the bloodstream.
Right.
You can put it anywhere
Right.
if you can't eat it.
It heals
Which-
burns, which I tell you about. This is all the stuff that I educate you about in these books. What aloe vera is good for, how it heals, and other recipes. I just didn't want the book to be it's just recipes. I want to educate you and for you to know what's in your backyards. That just like I'm learning about permaculture, there's Hawaiian permaculture, which we'll talk about. And
Every culture
Has
has,
its own, yes, its own,
even the English.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
The
do?
pharmacy,
Especially the
the
English.
pharmacy is in the natural environment.
there you go.
In the meadows, in the fields, in your back garden.
There you go.
Yeah,
See?
Yeah, and even the foods are
Yeah.
healing.
yeah.
You can learn which, they help different aspects of your body, different foods.
See?
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. So if you want to work with Francis, look at the bottom. And I forgot the name of that massage I really like. I'll need to come and learn in front of you.
Chinetsan.
Chinat Sang.
Yeah.
And I am going to come actually get that because I want to learn that for myself to actually continue to do that.
Abdominal deep massage. That's what they're talking about. Shinitsan,
Right.
Mhm.
So
which
I
originated, in Thailand, and Amantak Chia at Dow Garden. Let's give a little plug.
Yeah.
He promotes it. He teaches it. And that's where Francis learned it.
okay.
So yeah, come to Thailand. It's here, and yeah, you can learn it.
I think John's going to talk to you about the retreat as well. So he hasn't talked to you yet, but we already know that you're going to be part of his retreat. So that's following up from the video before. So you'll get to see these wonderful ladies if you do the retreat because you'll be able to talk to them. See, I don't know where I'll fit in, but I'll fit in because I'm that adaptable.
She's the fire, the light, the fire under the pot.
So we're going to go
Holding it all
because
together.
Dr. Angela,
Holding it all together.
there you
Yes.
go. Dr. Angela
Keeping it hot.
has somewhere to go, and Francis, and I have a train to catch. So I will be talking to you on the flip side in another country. So stay tuned for Dr. Cesily DeAngelo, your metaphysician. So what I always say to you, love, light, longevity, and myrrh, ashe, and I forgot to say, kapkunka, and
Kapkun ka.
kapkunka,
Kapkun ka.
and
Thank you
crop,
for listening.
right, and crop. So I wanted to do the women as well as the men, and Jow. That was the other I'm trying to, like I said, when I learn, I'm letting you know. So see you later.
Bye.